You're earning 150,000, 200,000, maybe 300,000 pesos a month. On paper, it looks like you made it. But when you're alone with your numbers, you still feel behind. You still feel anxious about money. You still feel like things are patched together. And you quietly ask yourself, bakit parang walang progress? If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. It's not because you're bad with money. And it's not because your income isn't high enough yet. What I've seen working with high performing Filipino professionals for over a decade is that there are three patterns that make you feel behind, even when you're already earning well. In this video, I'm going to walk you through these three patterns. First, the complexity trap. Second, the invisible benchmark problem. And third, the system void. By the end, my goal is simple. You'll understand why your money doesn't feel like real progress yet, and you'll see the first steps to changing that. Strong income isn't the problem, the structure around that income is. Let's start with what this actually feels like day to day. Before we talk numbers and systems, let's be honest about the feelings. Here's what I hear over and over again from clients earning six figures and above. I'm a professional in my career, but with money, I still feel like I'm just winging it. I'm anxious about money, but I can't explain why kasi okay naman income ko. I'm constantly making money decisions and I'm tired. You know what I mean? One client of mine earns about 300,000 pesos a month. From the outside, everything looks good. Solid career, family provided for, paying off a home, may konting investments. But when we first talked, he said, Mon, I know I make a good income, but why don't I feel wealthy? I know I should be doing better. I should be a millionaire by now. That's the emotional landscape of high income with low structure. Your emotional stress doesn't match your income level. It's confusing. And so the first step is to stop blaming yourself and start looking at your money management patterns instead of just your income. Let's name pattern number one, the complexity trap. Here's what changes when your income grows. You don't just get more money, you get more decisions. Every month, you're deciding how much to save, how much to invest, how much to give, how much to send to family, how much to keep for lifestyle, whether to upgrade the car or the condo or travel. And that's on top of all your responsibilities at work and at home. So what happens? Your brain starts treating every money decision as equally urgent. Like, should I buy this investment property my friend is selling? Should I refinance the car? Should I say yes to this family request? Should I invest? Should I buy more VOL insurance? The list goes on. Everything feels like a complicated decision. That's the complexity trap. More income leads to more decisions, which leads to more mental load. The problem is, most people respond to this with willpower. They do more spreadsheets, more research, more late night YouTube rabbit holes. But without the structure, that just means more noise. At your level, income doesn't automatically give clarity, it multiplies decision points. And so the practical move here is to reduce the number of decisions you're making manually. For clients, that's often where we start. We build a simple, repeatable structure for where each peso goes, including bonuses and raises, so they're not re-deciding from scratch every time. Pattern number two, the invisible benchmark problem. Pattern number two is subtle but very powerful. When you were earning 30,000 or 50,000 a month, your benchmark was simple, right? As long as I'm earning more than before, okay na. But now you're in a different circle. Your benchmark quietly shifts from my past self to people like me. You see peers buying condos, a teammate upgrades their SUV, a cousin abroad is investing in properties, friends are posting about their portfolios and side businesses, and because you're a high performer, your brain takes note. Dapat ganyan na rin ako. I deserve to be like that. So even when you're doing objectively well, it doesn't feel enough. You're measuring your progress against a moving target that always stays a few steps ahead. In the Filipino context, we add another layer, family expectations. Whether explicitly said or not, ikaw ang may pinakamalaking sweldo, ikaw na bahalang gumastos dito. Can you relate to this expectation? And so promotions lead to more unspoken obligations. Every income increase feels like it belongs to more people. So your internal message becomes, I should be further along by now, but I can't pinpoint why not. Your sense of I'm behind is often a benchmark problem, not a money problem. And so, a practical step I use with clients is to reset the benchmark to something more concrete, like how much net worth growth do we want in the next 12 months? What specific buffers do we want to build? What does being on track actually look like in numbers? Once we define these, we can say, okay, based on your income, this is what on track looks like for you, not for your Barkada or Facebook feed. And that's when the fog starts to clear. Pattern number 3, the system void. This for me is the big one. This is the number one pattern I see behind that I feel behind feeling. Most high income professionals have professional systems at work. There's a calendar, they have workflows that are streamlined and automated, there's a strategy and a scorecard. But when it comes to their personal money, the approach is the opposite. Like, bahala na this month, I'll just pay what needs to be paid. Or whatever's left, that's my savings. Or investments. At least I have a lot saved up. Or I'll figure out the rest of my budget when things calm down and get less busy. Except things never calm down, right? So your career is being run with a professional grade system while your money is being run with gut feel and memory. That's the system void. Professional level income with amateur level systems creates constant stress and plateaus. And so the shift is to treat your finances more like a project you're managing and less like a series of emergencies you're reacting to. With clients who engage our Beacon Financial Mastery program, we literally walk through a 10-step journey from goal setting to cash flow structure, debt, buffers, and long-term investing. So we're not guessing month to month. But before we jump into what's next, this is a good moment to talk about your next possible step if this is hitting home. If you're listening to this and thinking, that is uncomfortably accurate. I've done so much already, but I'm tired of guessing. You're exactly the kind of person we built the Beacon Financial Mastery program for. You've already proven you can earn at a professional level, but if you're ready for a guide to help you manage your money at that same level with more structure and less stress, that's what BFM is. Inside, we follow a clear 10-step path from foggy and reactive to structured and confident, with a coach walking with you, not lecturing you. If you're curious to know more, just click the link below and message us the keyword BFM on Facebook Messenger. You'll immediately get a quick, helpful overview of how the program works, and you can ask any questions privately at your own pace. No pressure, no form to fill out, just a simple conversation to help you get clarity on whether BFM might be the right next step for you. When you're ready, we can also walk you through what the discovery call looks like so you know exactly what to expect. This might be your next right step. You'll know after the call. All right, let's land this with what's actually possible from here. Let's imagine something different for a minute. Imagine having the same clarity with money that you have with your career. Like, you know the priorities, you know the sequence, you know your scoreboard and what on track looks like. And the day-to-day decisions feel lighter because they're flowing from a system. That's the dream outcome for most of my clients. Not perfect investments, but peaceful progress. So here's the knowing versus doing bridge for this video. For the knowing, you have the 3 patterns: complexity, invisible benchmarks, and the system void, which is what makes high-income Filipinos feel behind. And for the doing, well, I just have a few steps you can take. First, write down in one place all the regular financial decisions you're making each month. Just seeing them already reduces the fog. Second, define one concrete benchmark for the next 12 months, like I want to grow my net worth by X pesos, or I want a 6-month emergency fund. And third, choose one decision to systematize for starters. For example, for every bonus I get, I will put 30% to my long-term goals, 50% to pay down my mortgage, and 20% for fun. That's your first professional move with money. So, why do high-income Filipinos still feel behind? Because income outgrew the structure. The professional grew, but the money systems didn't keep up. In the next video in this series, I'm going to talk about the hidden financial traps of being a high-income Filipino, the emotional and financial toll that comes with more pressure, more expectations, and more moving parts. When you're ready to continue, just follow this playlist visible on screen for those of you watching, or in the show notes for those listening to the podcast. And if this already feels uncomfortably accurate and you're wanting more structured help, the top link in the show notes will take you to Messenger. Just send the word BFM and we'll give you a quick, helpful overview of how the Beacon Financial Mastery program works. No pressure, just clarity and a private space to explore whether our 10-step process might be a good fit for you. So, you've already done the hard work of earning at the high level. The next chapter is learning to manage that income with the same level of professionalism. I'm Mon from Beacon Wealth Advisory. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next episode.